Rock and Roll Report TV.
We're here with the Madera Strand, and I'd like to introduce the band here. What's your name?
I'm Maggie. Hello.
I'm Cody.
Davril.
Dorian.
Angel.
All right, guys. So you guys just had an amazing show, and I'd like to ask you a couple questions about you and your band. Tell me, how did you come up with the name the Madera Strand?
I actually overheard it in conversation. He was talking with our old bandmate, and it was from his middle school, and it just sounded cool. It kind of stood out. But it's also Madera Canyon. It's a canyon, I think, in northern Arizona. But it also means wood in Spanish, which I just found out recently. Why did you tell us that?
Oh, okay, so Angel is the one that came up with the name initially, but it all just kind of came together. All right.
No. He knows Spanish, and Madera in Spanish means wood.
Oh, okay. I like it. Very cool. Very cool. What inspires you, and what style? Can you explain what style you are?
Yeah, most music I find is an evolution, not necessarily a brand new genre or paradigm. So as a keyboardist, my personal influences would be Tom York. Any sort of engineer like Beck is fantastic, so I try to follow after their structure. I was trained classically, so anything from Brahms to the Moody Blues, that's what I was raised with. And so basically just I kind of follow in the footsteps of Tom York, David Bowie, Beck as a keyboardist. But I think since we each have individual parts, everybody is going to have their influences, and then not necessarily try to emulate them, but try to build a branch off on that tree of music. So
Wow, that's really cool. That's really awesome. I think that every single person that you just named is amazing. So I was going to say, be honest, who writes these songs? But it's a collaboration, which is beautiful, and that's wonderful, and that probably really binds you guys together and creates an awesome bond.
I speak on behalf of the band by saying that there's always going to be one or two of us that come up with something, and then we'll take it and run with it. So I trust these guys, if I come up with a structure for the melody, that they are technically skilled enough to be able to do what they want creatively. So I think these guys, I have a lot of respect for them as technical artists, so they can do whatever they want creatively with something that I'll write melodically, and vice versa for the way in which we write songs. So if Angel comes up with a great bass line and we decide that bass line's the strong point in the song, we'll go with that. And since we have the technical background of our instruments, then we can, it allows for a lot more creative freedom in the band. So.
Do you guys have any advice for any inspiring bands that might want to start a band of their own?
You?
Yeah, heck yeah. What it takes is just be really, really patient with one another. Allow for artistic. Basically, we have a policy that's leave the ego at the door as individuals, so that we can. It makes collaboration so much easier when we don't have one person, trying to front everything. Even though we have a fantastic lead singer. The other thing too is get a producer in the mix that is not involved as a musician in the band. It cuts down on perhaps some sway or some basically if I were to be the keyboardist and the sound engineer, the likelihood of me putting my stuff in there louder or whatever might be greater than if we have somebody from an outside source. We have David Young, who's our producer, mixing and doing stuff with the album. So. It just gets stuff done a lot faster that way if you have somebody from outside the band that's working with you to make sure everything sounds balanced. And it's a little bit more of a fair playing ground, too, for everybody to be heard in the band.
Years. Yeah. Maggie, actually, she majored in Asian cultural studies, so she has some connections there. We're going to take it there.
You guys, I just got to say, you guys are so cool, and you have such an awesome vibe, and I can see the bond between the two, between all of you here. yeah, can I count? I can see the wonderful bond between you, and I really see a lot of success. And I think that that's really awesome that you guys have that, because it's so important. My final question for you guys is, do you wish to, of course everyone wishes to have fortune and fame, but do you aspire to have fortune and fame, and does it drive you, or is this just like a passion, or are you really looking to get your name out there and have the world know who the Madera Strand is?
Absolutely. We play for the fans. We make music for ourselves because we're driven, and like I said, we have to do it as artists. That's the nature of the art. But we do play for the fans. We want to put something out there that everybody can enjoy. And also, too, I think as far as longevity is, you know, whether we have different jobs or not throughout our lives, we'll always be doing this. So fame and money, that'd be great, but not at the cost of peace of mind or serenity of the ego and stuff like that. We're not out to, like, you know, lose our minds over being gluttonous with that pursuit. The pursuit basically would be happiness over fame and money, really, just to keep doing what we're doing. Money would be nice, you know, bad economy and all, but
perfect attitude and the best ingredients for success. I wish you guys all the luck in the world, and it was a pleasure to do my first interview with the Madera Strand. Thank you.
Thank you.